From Middle Georgia State College in Cochran, Georgia, another edition of the Southern State Showcase just around the corner. John here and Nicole not here yet, which is kind of strange. They did promise her some kind of very special ride, so the Southern State Showcase starts right now, and maybe Nicole will be here sooner or later.
The Southern State Showcase on Sports South.
Welcome to another edition of the Southern State Showcase, spring semester style from Middle Georgia State College here in the heart of Bleckley County in the town of Cochran. John here, and that's what they were talking about. Yeah, so this is what they were talking about.
Sorry, running a little late, but all in good fun.
Show's
because
already started.
That was probably one of the coolest things I've ever experienced in my life.
Nice chariot.
Other schools, you got a lot to live up to because Middle Georgia, they treat me well.
They are.
What did I miss? Anything?
No, you got to tell them where we're going for the first story, though.
All right, first story. We're going to head to Montgomery, Alabama, and check out the men's and women's tennis teams at AUM because they are both ranked in the top 10. Let's see what they're all about. The men's and women's tennis team at AUM is one of the most prolific tennis teams in the history of both the NAIA and the SSAC. They have won a total of 9 conference championships and 9 national titles, and they have produced an incredible 111 NAIA All-Americans. Last year was somewhat of a disappointing season for the team. Although they won their 10th straight SSAC championship, they were eliminated in the semifinals of the national tournament. With nearly every player back, this team has learned from last year and is ready to bring a national championship home to AUM in 2015.
It was very hard for us to lose in the semifinal, especially the previous year when we were in the final and we were really close to winning. But we played against a very competitive team. They were very good. We didn't know much about them, Georgia Gwinnett. And what really kind of hurt us too is that a very key player for us got injured in the conference tournament final, so we couldn't really play with them. So in a way, kind of changed a little bit of the essence of our team. But you know, the key thing is that I have most of the players back.
While the 2014 season may not have been a total success in the eyes of the coaches and the players, they are still sought after by every team in the conference and the nation. They've been atop the polls for many years, and everyone is gunning to bring them down.
To be honest, like in the 4 years that I've been here, we always were like first, second, or third, like top 3, and we're kind of used to it. Like we know that every team is gonna try to beat us, like all the time. They're gonna play their best, like more than 100%. They're gonna come fired up against us, but we're used to it, and we want to prove to everyone that that's our position, or better than that, and we're just gonna try our best to just overcome all the challenges and just push ourselves every day.
With 3 seniors leading the way, the team is looking to lean on their leadership to guide them to a conference and national championship.
Having like 3 seniors and a couple of juniors is really important for the team because we can like encourage the other guys, the freshmen, to keep it up. I think also that the practices are being much more better than years before, since we, the seniors, the leaders, we are showing up and giving 100%, so the freshmen are following us. So I think it's really important.
The women's team has seen almost as much success as the men. In fact, they have been ranked in the top 5 nationally for 91 consecutive polls dating back to 2003. Last year, they won their 8th straight SSAC championship, and senior Jade Curtis was named the Conference Player of the Year. Similar to the men, the women failed to make it to the national championship match for the first time since 1996. With Jade Curtis graduating, the team is looking for others to fill her spot.
We lost our #1 player from last year, Jade. She was a tremendous player for us. She helped us a lot. She made the program very successful. But I think that's kind of part of college tennis. You know, you get good players, but then there are other good players coming in. And I think we have the quality of players that can take her role.
While they will no longer have Jade playing in the matches, they will have her helping out on the sideline as a coach. Having that sort of experience helping out is vital, especially since they have such a young team this season.
Well, we have a very young team. On the girls' side, we have 3 sophomores and 3 freshmen. So obviously it's going to be a challenge, you know, because still everybody wants to play hard against us. But I think all these players have that competitive nature. They come and want to make an immediate impact on the team. They're ready to kind of move up in the rankings. So at the end of the day, it's just going to be about how hard they want to practice, how hard they want to compete. But I think we have a bunch of talented players that can take that role.
They've created almost a dynasty over there at AUM with their tennis programs, haven't they?
Coach Vargas has done a really good job with both the men's and women's squads, and it's good to see Jade Curtis coming back to help out the program.
Certainly is.
That's the first story. When we come back, we're going to head down to Mount Vernon and check out one of the top 25 teams in baseball as the Southern State Showcase continues from Cochran after this.
Because you want more flavor, at Nukes we marinate and grill to perfection. Because you want the latest culinary tastes and trends, we never rest. At Nukes, great food drives us. So we are meticulous in our preparation, obsessed with the quality of our ingredients, and uncompromising about serving you our very best. We believe that sharing a memorable meal is one of life's ultimate pleasures. Join us at Nukes Eatery.
Arrive ready to learn. Graduate ready to lead. Let's get started. College of Coastal Georgia.
Discover.mga.edu. Discover Middle Georgia State College.
Arrive ready to learn. Graduate ready to lead. Let's get started. College of Coastal Georgia.
Hi, I'm David Alford from the TV show Nashville, and I'm here to tell you about my college. Since 1870, Martin Methodist has paved the path to success for thousands of graduates. Just an hour south of Nashville, you'll find an affordable private college participating in the Tennessee Promise with an educational program designed for you to graduate in 4 years. Come visit us and experience the difference. Experience an education that's personal.
Can't believe my little girl's going off to college. Your mom would be so proud.
Aw, Dad.
Well, I guess this is goodbye.
I'll see you soon. Hey, Dad.
Hi, sweetheart. I just want you to know I'm so proud of you.
I'm the one that's proud. How are your classes going?
Grinnell University, a Georgia tradition for 135 years. With adult degrees online and in class, families everywhere are discovering pure gold.
Welcome back to the showcase. Now that I got my sea legs back, is that what they call it when you get out of a helicopter?
Sounds good to me.
We made it to the center of the campus here at Middle Georgia State College, and it is absolutely gorgeous. John, what do we have up next?
Next stop is a trip to Montgomery County, Georgia, catching up with one of the top 25 teams in the preseason polls when it comes to baseball. Time to check in on Bruton Parker. Baseball is a brotherhood, and cold weather makes for closer quarters in any group of brotherhood. In Mount Vernon, Georgia at Bruton Parker College, head coach Boo Mullen's 2015 group, ranked preseason top 25, knows they're going to have their hands full, and they've already had their hands full. And the first part of it in 2015 is just figuring each other out.
You know, we have 6 returners from last year. They know Boo's system. It's a strict system. I feel like we have some guys that can teach the younger guys and the new guys the system, which makes it a lot easier on Boo. But, you know, it's just about getting used to their tendencies. You got to get used to playing with them. They have a different game than they're used to playing. So once they come in, we're able to teach them the system, and they'll learn from there. And I think it's a continually growing process as it goes.
Coming into this season, I was looking to have another successful season. We went to the national playoffs the last 5 years, and I was anticipating us doing it again this year, and I'm still looking forward to that opportunity to coach these guys and get them going in that direction.
Here in Montgomery County, you're 15 minutes from the next largest town and 45 minutes from the largest city in central Georgia. But the Barons are a way of life and a program building a pedigree, even if you may not know a whole lot going in. And as your senior season starts out with you on the preseason All-America team, it's been a learning experience.
Being the champions right there, boy. When they told me I'd be coming to Bruton Park in Mount Vernon, Georgia, I didn't know what to think because honestly I've never heard of a place called like that. But when I got the chance to come here and visit the school, I got to see that the baseball program was the highlight of the school, and I was excited to start playing ball here.
As one of the 3 teams with preseason rankings in the NAIA, Bruton Parker doesn't get wrapped up in all that, knowing first and foremost that there's conference play to get through. That's tough enough a start as it is.
When you step on the field every Friday and Saturday in this league, from 1 to 12 can beat you at any given day. I mean, there's great coaches at every program. There's great players at every program. Everybody has a Division I transfer. Everybody has a Division II transfer. Everybody's got a lot of NAIA preseason All-Americans. They got all conference players coming back. And this is the SEC of the NAIA in baseball, no doubt.
It's tough baseball. Everyone competes. You got a lot of good teams, and there's a lot of battling going on. You just got to play hard. You got to play hard, and you got to bring it every weekend. You can't take a weekend off in this conference.
So, Nicole, it's good to see what Boo Mullins is doing, and it never hurts to have an All-American on your roster when it comes to baseball.
No, I know what that's about.
Being on a roster?
Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, that's going to wrap things up for now. But if you want to know more about Bruton Parker or about anything else going on around the conference, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook because we like to keep you updated. All right, well, don't go away. We still have a lot to tell you about. The showcase continues after this.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
A nurse.
Radiologic technologist.
A manager. A lifesaver.
I'm a leader.
Going to make the world a better place.
Going to change the world.
Going to change the world.
Going to change the world.
Because of Dalton State.
Because of Dalton State.
Because of Dalton State.
Because of Dalton State.
Are you?
Are you? Are you?
Are you?
Hollingsworth takes the snap, thrust out of the pocket, throws deep into the end zone. There's Dawson. He got it. Touchdown, Faulkner. Evans quickly up the full for the Lady Eagles. She finds Hayes in the corner. Hayes for 3. Faulkner is the 2013 national champion. They have just painted Lewiston, Idaho, Faulkner blue.
Faulkner University Athletics, champions of character.
Carrie is
inspiring, family,
a best value,
engaging,
diverse,
military friendly,
enriching,
competitive,
cutting edge,
Christ-centered, growing,
and the path to your future.
View course schedules and registration times. Apply online and learn more about Carey at wmcarey.edu.
For nearly 40 years, Musco has specialized in the design and manufacture of sports and large area lighting solutions. From neighborhood ball fields to international speedways, Musco is committed to providing cost-effective lighting solutions and services you can rely on. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting, we make it happen.
Education should do more than just fill your head with knowledge. It should open your mind and transform your life with the power of truth. At Blue Mountain College, we are inspiring a new generation to learn truth, love knowledge, and live virtue. This is what we teach. This is who we are. Blue Mountain College. Truth, knowledge, virtue.
Welcome back to the showcase. We jumped in the car and headed northwest to the Macon campus, and this place is very nice. We got lakes on both sides.
We got lakes and we got some geese over there. This is one of 5 campuses that makes up Middle Georgia State College, so it's time to let you know what's going on that turns 5 into 1. Middle Georgia State College is located in 5 separate locations in central Georgia: Eastman, Dublin, Warner Robins, Cochran, and Macon, after the merger of MGSC and Macon State College 2 years ago. The schools, now unified, echo the theme of President Dr. Christopher Blake's first speech that he gave as college president, and the idea that just because you're spread apart geographically, it doesn't mean your visions are different.
Metaphor that I've used for people to try and understand that is not dissimilar for what we experience here in the United States, and also actually for me in the United Kingdom. I mean, the United States is one nation, and yet it has 50 different states. We are a single institution, but we have 5 outstanding campuses and traditions in those campuses which bring distinction and variety and diversity. And so what I say is that while we retain that unity, we also need to make sure that we have signature experiences and strength on each campus. And that's going to look and be slightly different, and that's a good thing.
And one of the larger steps in the process is now growing into a 4-year institution for academic pursuits. The college is tackling that challenge head-on and was welcomed into the Southern States Athletic Conference as part of that growth. There is talk about gaining university status, and that movement is a part of the continued growth of MGSC. Athletically, the move presented another set of challenges altogether, as well as leaving behind a pedigree in the national junior college ranks, where championships are on display in Cochran.
We're very proud, we're very glad that we are part of the conference. It speaks, I think, to the potential that we have to be excellent participants and leaders, and allows us to provide an experience of athletics in which our students are going to encounter some very, very outstanding young men and women, and also go to institutions that are not all the same. I think it's a healthy part of the conference that it has institutions that are faith-based, that are public, that are some larger and smaller than others. I think that's good. That speaks to the fact that you don't all have to be uniform to be united. You can actually have some variety, and that's a good thing.
It's a big change, starting with eligibility. It's a much bigger deal. It's a much more tedious process. Our freshmen actually have to apply to what's called the Eligibility Center at the NAIA headquarters in Kansas. And that's something that all of us have had to get used to. We kind of have to monitor that website to see where they are in that process. And even beyond that, now we have a faculty athletic representative that we've never had before. And of course, they take a hard look at eligibility. Bill Hervey's, our current FAR, has done a fantastic job this year learning the rules of eligibility and helping our coaches understand the nuances of those rules and getting us through that process.
One of the calling cards on the Macon campus for all MGSC students is the 81,000 square foot wellness center as a cornerstone for all kinds of campus activities.
It's extraordinary. I wish when I had been playing rugby on a cold English afternoon back in England as a student, I wish that we'd had a few places like that instead where I could go to. Now, it's a wonderful facility, and the great thing about it is if you go down there at 6 o'clock this evening, you'll find students working out. It motivates them. It allows them to be able to relax and at the same time do something healthy. It's a first-rate facility. But I would want to make the point again that athletics and college life is not just about an arms race to the biggest, the loudest, the largest facility. It's about the quality of experience. That is a facility that gives them that quality of experience.
And one of the academic calling cards for the college on the whole is on the Eastman campus, but was on display for us when the showcase visited Cochran, the aviation program, one of its kind and a great source of pride.
When I interviewed for this position, it was wonderful to find out, to learn so much about aviation and aerospace. Yes, it's a real jewel in the crown. We have Georgia's only public aviation program. We're very proud of that. It really contributes to an industry and a business here in Georgia that is huge, that is going to change, that is going to grow, and we're ready to make sure that we graduate students that can serve that industry and that profession and be proactive in doing that.
Middle Georgia is looking to be right there with the rest of the southern states on the fields of play, but over time, some of those fields of play may be shifted to lend itself to a true home field advantage in Macon, where the majority of the student body resides. But wherever the Knights play, they'll be ready to give 100% as a growing partner in the conference.
So we want to give our Macon students something. We're considering moving our home soccer games from the Cochran campus to the Macon campus this next year. That does two things for us. It gives the Macon students soccer matches to attend there on their campus, and it frees up our current soccer stadium, which is really a converted football stadium, for our club football team to play on. And we're excited about that. But in addition to that, we hope to become a much better member of the southern states, provide more leadership for the conference itself, become more involved in the philanthropic work that they do, like the Blood Water Project this past year. And we'd like to have some success on the fields and courts. We'd like to have some conference championships under our belt, and that's what we're working towards.
And academically, President Blake sees the challenges he and the college have in front of them as part of a long growth curve in Central Georgia.
Clearly, the move to becoming a state university, which we hope will be approved within the next year, but that's up to the Board of Regents, but we certainly hope that that will happen. I think that marks a very real new departure, because we have been, the analogy I used at a meeting earlier today is that we've been on like a journey across a big ocean. When we become a state university, we have to build the town in the new land. We arrive, and at that point, it's very important that we have a plan of what that looks like, how we're going to thrive, what kind of programming we're going to have, what our student population will be, where there are availability in the market for us to be strong. So I think the next 5 years will be that story of what it means to be a state university, what we will do and what we will choose not to do, because you can't be all things to all people. We need to build on our strengths and work from that basis.
So Nicole, that's the short version of how 5 schools make one great college.
And if you want to learn more about Middle Georgia or any other school in the conference, make sure you hop onto our website, ssacsports.com. We got standings, scores, news, anything you want to know, really, you can find there. Don't go away. We still have some things to tell you about, but first, our Players of the Week.
The Players of the Week at the conference level for the week of February 17th are as follows. In men's basketball, the honor went to Belhaven senior guard Jordan Bedford. The Covington, Louisiana native led Belhaven to a 2-0 week by upsetting AUM and number 19 Bethel. Against Auburn Montgomery, Bedford scored 20 points for the 18th time this season, including a buzzer-beating three-pointer that sealed the win for the Blazers. He also added 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal in the win. He then scored 14 to go along with 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals against Bethel. Bedford leads the conference in points, points per game, 3-point field goals made, and 3-point field goals made per game. Nationally, Bedford is second in scoring with 617 points. On the women's side, Middle Georgia State College got their first ever Player of the Week as Shakita Hodges picked up the honor. Hodges erupted for 86 points over a 3-game road stretch for the Knights this week with wins over Tennessee Temple, Brenau, and Bruton Parker. The Macon, Georgia native kicked off the week with a 38-point, 10-rebound performance against Tennessee Temple for her first double-double of the year. Hodges followed her record-setting performance by netting 28 points and grabbing 5 boards against Brenau, and then scoring 20 points and adding 8 rebounds against Bruton Parker. For the week, the junior also swiped 11 steals, dished out 6 assists, and recorded 2 blocks over the 3-game stretch. Hodges leads the SSAC in 3-point field goals made and 3-point field goals made per game. Congratulations to both of the Players of the Week.
Because you want more flavor, at Nukes we marinate and grill to perfection. Because you want the latest culinary tastes and trends, we never rest. At Nukes, great food drives us. So we are meticulous in our preparation, obsessed with the quality of our ingredients, and uncompromising about serving you our very best. We believe that sharing a memorable meal is one of life's ultimate pleasures. Join us at Nukes Eatery.
I had a dream, a beautiful dream. I couldn't believe how real it seemed. Up on stage, in a field of green, on the winding river, and a song you'll sing. When I wake up, true.
Being at Faulkner is like being a part of a big family. I feel safe here. It seems like I know everybody, and even my professors know me by name.
My faith in Christ has grown a lot since coming to Faulkner, especially working with this outstanding Bible department and seeing the general Christian lives of all the professors on campus.
Faulkner University is a growing, academically strong institution where Christ is the center of everything we do. Visit our website today to see what Faulkner has for you.
Can't believe my little girl's going off to college. Your mom would be so proud.
Aw, Dad.
Well, I guess this is goodbye.
I'll see you soon. Hey, Dad.
Hi, sweetheart. I just want you to know I'm so proud of you.
I'm the one that's proud. How are your classes going?
Brenau University, a Georgia tradition for 135 years. With adult degrees online and in class, families everywhere are discovering pure gold.
Welcome back to the showcase. Time to put a bow on yet another show. Time to say goodbye from Cochran, Bleckley County, and Middle Georgia State College. You saw the polls, you saw a lot of yellow, which means one thing: Southern States is,
as always, well represented.
Yeah.
I've got to go.
Yeah.
I've got another helicopter ride, and I am not going to miss this one. So this is all you.
Bye. Next week, we will be down at New Orleans for Loyola University and our trip there. For Nicole, I'm John. Play it safe, everybody, and we're going to see Nicole get out of here before the rest of us. Play it safe. We'll see you next time.
Can't believe my little girl's going off to college. Your mom would be so proud.
Aw, Dad.
Well, I guess this is goodbye.
I'll see you soon. Hey, Dad.
Hi, sweetheart. I just want you to know I'm so proud of you.
I'm the one that's proud. How are your classes going?
Brenau University, a Georgia tradition for 135 years. With adult degrees online and in class, families everywhere are discovering pure gold.
The University of Mobile, founded on belief.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
A nurse.
Radiologic technologist.
A manager.
A lifesaver.
I'm a leader.
Going to make the world a better place.
Going to change the world.
Going to change the world.
Going to change the world.
Because of Dalton State.
Because of Dalton State.
Because of Dalton State.
Because of Dalton State.
Are you?
Are you?
Are you?
Are you?
Our adult students are a rare and special type of person, leaders in the office and the community, teachers in and out of the classroom, superheroes without capes. They administer first aid on computers and scrape knees. They are changing healthcare and themselves. Be the best version of yourself with an accelerated bachelor's or MBA degree from Bethel University. Call 1-877-4BETHEL today.